So is our whole like campaign stream just going to be called Session Zero?
Yeah, that crossed my mind too.
That's just what it's called now.
Yeah. We shall forever be Session Zero.
Yeah.
That's kind of the meme that I've been perpetrating with my friends that watch. They're like, "Are you ever going to actually play?" I'm like, "No, this is just Session Zero."
Yeah, the whole thing is just Session Zero. The whole thing is just Session Zero.
Alrighty. Welcome once again to Session Zero. And as you may have heard there, where I forgot to turn all the mics off, even we don't know why it's still called Session Zero. But, you know, that's about where it goes. I'm sure it's something we could meme on from time to time. And now I'm actually going to do the thing I should have done in the first space and unmute all the guests. How are you, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Fantastic.
Now, I may have muted my mic when I went live, but I didn't work out that you guys come through on desktop. So everybody knows that we don't know why Session Zero is called Session Zero still. So I'm good with that myself.
That's part of the meme.
100%. But
That should be the party name.
part of the meme. But essentially, for me, the idea of it was to show these extra bits that normally go on the other side of a camera, for us to have those off weeks where I try, and if you were on for a few moments last week, you would have realised there's a reason that people don't actually run their off weeks and their planning, because it's not very good content. There we go. But we'll work on that from time to time. It is possible that we are going to need ourselves a fifth player. We're going to have a bit of a chat over the coming week about whether that's the case. And we're getting further and further along on our second attempt at a community challenge. So thanks to a little bit of engagement in Friday's Sea of Thieves streams, our Make Your Own World boss is 52% there. We've raised 7,800 channel points. If we get to, I think it's 15,000, you, the chat, will have a chance to design your own world boss that will be added to some of the random tables that the characters may run into on the road. So that should be fun. So keep throwing those channel points in there if you've got them to spare. Now, it has been a busy week since last we met. I understand that many of us have had some stuff on. Thank you, Sasha. Starting off the bidding for the evening with 811. Yes, Perth D&D, you are on the top of our list for that extra player. So we are going to have a bit of a chat. We've only had about 5 minutes to chat before we started. We're going to have a chat about what we want and whether that's going to work. And if so, I will be in touch, because I know you've got some fantastic ideas. Alrighty. And what else has been happening? Tell us what has happened in the fortnight since we have seen each other last in the real world. Let's start at the top left. Let's start with Brendo.
Hey, hello. Concord LARP. It's probably the big thing. It was huge. It was intense. My legs are jelly, but it was so much fun.
Yep, I second that.
So I think it's just Anthony and I who haven't actually spent the last 3 or 4 days camping in the mud. Not that it's muddy at the moment, but it sounds like awesome fun.
Next game is in April. Better late than never.
Oh, that's
You
can't say
beat
that.
each other up. Is it all role play, sort of?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just live action. I spent like 80% of the time in character. It was insane. To stupid o'clock in the morning, starting at too early in the morning. Starting at stupid o'clock in the morning, and I guess finishing quite stupid in the morning because it was like 2 a.m. by the time I stumbled back to camp.
I do have one of those tents, the bell tents.
Oh, I'm
canvas
so
one?
jealous! Oh.
5 meter one.
Oh,
Wait, you want
awesome.
to go to the chat?
Hold on, Kitty. You're
Oh no.
you're in
Right?
you're going off into a different world land.
No. She was sassing me though. I heard.
now.
Good.
I heard something about me wanting to go to church.
So I'm in the same position as you, Andrew. I have a 4.5 meter bell tent, which
Is it
is
on my end or your end?
I'm not sure. It's
I
frozen.
don't even know.
I think it's frozen everywhere. You're lagging though for me, so my numbers aren't looking too bad though at this end. I don't know. I think it's just the general evil of internet connections. There you go.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. There we go.
We'll blame the NBN.
Yeah, I'm going with MBM there because it's happening on the control
Yeah.
room as well as on the stream. Anyway, sorry, go on, Anthony.
I had the session 1 of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So that was awesome. We'd had session 0 of that a couple of weeks ago. So there's a fortnightly campaign on Fridays, and lots of fun to be had at the carnival.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I've noticed that on D&D Beyond, you can go through the entire campaign. Well, I've got access to the entire campaign without paying for it. You can't roll characters on it, and you can't engage in the active stuff. But I think they've almost open sourced it through D&D Beyond. Is that purposeful?
Possibly.
I wouldn't have expected so.
It's a bug that you're just taking advantage of.
Unless you're you're accidentally getting someone's shared one.
Yeah, I'm
You just let the world know.
I'm sort of
Just
hoping.
don't refresh the page.
Exactly.
Screenshot everything.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh.
So I don't know. I'm going to have a look at it, and I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm actually going to send a ticket in and go, should I be receiving this? I'm that
There's a
guy.
bug. I can see everything for free.
I am that guy.
But
But it's
bug
only.
or a feature though.
I mean, it might be something included in one of the subscriptions I have, but I didn't think I was paying that much. So I can't really afford to be bleeding money through all the different platforms at the moment, if I'm honest.
You're nervous that
Yeah.
you're getting something for free.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if I go to a LARP game and play a character who has homework, you can get something for free through D&D Beyond.
Fair
You
enough.
loved doing your character's homework.
I did. It's so wrong, but I did.
You're like, grade me. Someone tell me I'm good.
Shut up.
You know, the most dangerous thing out of this whole intro session so far is that there's only a session every few months, a couple of times a year, and that's rare enough that I'd be able to do it. So that worries me significantly.
Yeah.
And if the girl in the next room didn't have everything on mute, it would probably worry her too, and rightfully so. But April's a long way away, and I might be actually homeless by then, so I might need a weekend in a bell tent. Anyway, let us move on to other matters. Now, since last time we all met, the beta for Dungeon Alchemist has come out. And I've kickstarted that, and it's a fancy map building piece of software.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play around with that. I haven't got it doesn't do diagonals, and nor does Tailspire though. And as you can see from this map here, all of the main buildings that we're likely to spend time in are angled. So I need to work a way around that. And I think the answer is stopping designing things that aren't rectangles.
Pretend you're a medieval architect.
Yes, exactly. I might
And
need
all
to do
roads
that.
are in a grid.
Exactly. It just looks better on pictures when they're all higgledy-piggledy, though.
Yeah.
Maybe less medieval, more Roman.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, last time we all came together, or more importantly, last time our characters came together, they had set free and saved a wabbit person, a Haregnon, from a collection of drunks and suitably humiliated them. There was an opportunity to visit the Maze Lord, but not very much else. The entire collection of that evening's roleplay would have run the sum of about maybe an hour and 45 minutes, including the drinks with the Maze Lord. So we will be joining the... I like a bit of higgle, not piggle, says Perth D&D. We will be joining the action as they walk across the road, licking their wounds, and into the Always Tavern. So who's walking in first?
Me.
Anthony.
Of course.
You can tell by the way he walks, he's a woman's man, no time to talk. I'm like behind him just stringing.
We've got his theme.
That's it.
Song.
It's alright, it's okay. He's gonna sneak attack you anyway. Humma-numma, 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 humma-numma.
All right, I get in and I look for the bar.
So as you walk in, you all come through down the side door. You, I would say, who would know this area? Alfia, you would have been here plenty of times, so you would know that you're heading in one of the side doors rather than the main door. The main door over here leads into sort of the antechamber through to the public bar at the front. You guys are coming in the back of the sort of restaurant-y, saloon-type area. And you look through and you see a fairly wide and cavernous open space. Commanding in the centre are two long communal tables with benches and boards. Not completely full today, but there is a healthy evening bustle and hustle. There's a number of smaller tables dotting the open space out towards the main road, and a few booths line the right-hand corner. At the far end, you see a voluminous bar curving right around out of sight. The heads are to the right, and for all but you, hold on, I've had name blanks here. Let me just go through my lists again. But all but you, actually, for Moses, you probably aren't familiar. Tanara, you're not familiar. Remy, you're not familiar. So for all but Alfia, this is a relatively new site.
Yeah, totally. It's all new.
Yeah. So, what do I sort of know about this place in particular?
This is the central hub of drinking and entertainment and communication, I suppose, for want of a better term, outside of Sedendria in the known area. It's right next to the Temple of the Way. Yeah. And they do a mean pint of ale. And so you'll find it's not uncommon for people to take day trips out just for a drink and a bit of news and head back the next morning. And as a result, Elfie, you know there are some fairly well fitted out rooms up on the second floor.
And do I know of any particular regulars to keep an eye on?
Not your locals so much. You spend a lot more time in the town. So no, you don't know of the locals, but you do know that they run a fairly tight ship here and don't put up with the kind of dregs and rubbish that you might have to deal with, say, at the Toenail.
Yep. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would also probably know the regular actual going rate for rooms and stuff here.
That's right.
Like the I'm not Remy, so I'm not getting ripped off rate.
And it's not really the kind of place that would play those games either. Far too mainstream. They've got enough patronage to not do it, and they go quite strongly on word of mouth.
Yeah.
So
They try to go very by the book.
That's right. Because they've got the benefit of traffic that others don't.
Yeah. Okay, so dining room over. Yeah, I've been to this place a few times. Dining areas around there, they actually have a pretty decently stocked kitchen. We're probably a little bit off from when they've got the good food coming out, but worth asking. Barkeep should just be up there. If you want to get a room, you should probably talk to Brigitte. She's like, just ask the barkeep for Brigitte to sort out some rooms.
What time of day is it again?
We're looking at probably 9 o'clock in the evening at this stage.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably a bit past the main eating area. My mistake. I lost track of time.
Yeah.
But they should have some good leftovers.
Anything you recommend? I'm hungry.
Oof.
He's always hungry.
They've got a really good perpetual stew.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go for the stew. You can't go wrong.
It's
Okay.
like halfling stew. It's best.
Yeah.
Stew.
Halfling stew, as in.
Not made of halfling. Made by halfling. But hey, interpret it however you want.
Each to their own. All right. I'll go and get a pint and a perpetual stew.
And yeah, the halfling stew is the specialty over at the Severed Leg.
Oh,
I said that, now I have to write it down.
yeah.
Look for a place where we can all sit and decide what the hell we're doing here. I think are we just trying to get a long rest?
Yeah, essentially long rest and a checkup. So
Okay.
So you walk up.
Tired out, so.
You walk up to the bar, and there's a middle-aged. Not sure whether it's a really, really well put together half orc or just an absolutely destroyed human.
Ooh, that's a pretty broad category.
But they look up and go, "Evening. What can I do for you?"
I hear your stew is the finest in the land.
The stew. Is that all?
And pints for myself and my friends here.
He looks down the table at the rest of you and goes,
Yeah, Rick, just give us 4 of my usual.
Small one, just a little.
and she sort of looks at you, looks at you all, and then leans over,
Yeah.
and there they are.
Yeah, it's been a day.
Looks you up and down and goes, 4 travelers specials. That'll be 2 silver.
Done. Yeah, I got this one.
You got this one? Okay. Is that
Silver, like
is that
each
room?
or?
No, together. No, that was just the food.
Should we pay for lodgings while we're here now?
Yeah, can we also get some rooms sorted out?
Yeah, sure. I'll have those brought to the table. Join me round the other side, and Brigitte, or Bridget, as she would introduce herself, she winces every time Althea says Brigitte, and it's just like, it's Bridget.
Right.
Look, I've been playing a pseudo-German for 3 days.
I know, right? Trying to get rid of that accent in your head.
Yeah, it is really hard to not say the instead of the
The.
right now. It takes physical effort.
So Bridget walks through the other side, and you see someone come along and collect all the drinks. Are you sitting in the booth, they say, or a table, or at the long yard?
Somewhere quiet, hopefully, out of the way.
We wanted to discuss how we're going to get to this thing unseen and where we go next. So somewhere where we're less likely to be overheard.
Yeah.
There's a booth over there. I'll put your things there. You won't be long.
Okay.
And so you walk around, and Bridget sorts you out with a room. How would you like to sort of look at your spend the evening? 1 room? 2? More?
How much are the rooms each?
There's a sign up behind her. She just points up.
How big are
And
they?
I'm trying to remember what the basic standard for a room is, but I'd say 2 silver a night for a room with 1 bed. It would be 3 silver for a room with 2 beds.
I'm trying to do the maths.
We need at least 2 rooms then,
We need
unless
4
we're
beds.
sleeping on the floor.
2 rooms, 2 beds.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So that will be 6 silver. We'll be starting a tab tonight.
Ooh,
Look,
is that a good idea?
if you're gonna be on it, look, if you 3 are gonna be on a tab, you're doing that one yourselves.
I'd say personally.
I'll have you know, I have never. Wait, that's not Formosus's voice.
Yeah, wrong voice.
Yep.
Hey,
New character, different character. Who this?
Yeah, it's the same like 3 days. I'm just like,
I know, it's like,
what
it's
do I
really hard to
sound
break.
like?
That was totally your LARP character just then. Wrong voice.
Oh God, friends, come on! I've never not paid off a tab. This will be fine. I can just do a grand performance, and they will just shower me in copper and silver and gold. It will be amazing.
As Formosus starts talking, you see Bridget jolt and say, "You're Formosus, aren't you?"
Indeed, I am. See, I've already told you. Fans recognize me everywhere I go.
You haven't performed here before. Why not?
I have not. It is one of my most cardinal sins, but I have come here tonight to rectify it.
Excellent. Don't worry about the room. We'll look after that.
Thank you, Bridget. And I give
Just
her
just his
the old
room.
Formosus wink.
No, covering all the rooms.
We are a band, a merry band.
You notice that the tab's still there, though. So the tab has been drawn up. The rooms have been removed from it.
Okay.
And Bridget leans forward and looks at Formosus and says, "As for the drinks, it will depend on how you do."
I shall tell him my performances are legendary all across the land. Everybody sings my praises. It is beautiful.
Oh, they sing something.
It's true. Oh, wait.
Thank you.
You guys are really struggling with your accents today.
I know. I was just about to do
Yeah.
it, and I was like, wait, no, wrong character. Hold on. Tanari is far more subdued than this. Less smartass than my Germanic character.
It's hard to sass me back. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
And Bridget just says, "Enjoy your meal. We shall see." Rolf will come for you in about 2 ales time.
Okay, I'm gonna knock back my pint fairly quickly, and tuck into my meal, and say, "So, Formosus, let's go. You're gonna have a bite to eat first, or you're gonna get up now? I'm keen to hear it."
Oh, I never sing before a performance. I reward myself with a mighty feast afterwards when all is joyous and celebrating.
And Bridget had told you that Rolf, who manages the talent, you've heard of Rolf, will come and grab you. And she reckoned about 2 ales time, so long enough for at least a feed and a discussion.
So does that
Well,
mean?
I know I'm not
Formosus
waiting
is-
around for you to eat.
I was gonna say, does that mean Formosus doesn't eat this whole time?
Indeed.
Yeah, and so once it looks like that, they take your food away and offer to bring it back after you've performed.
Keep it
Thank you
warm.
so much.
You hadn't touched it, right? You hadn't started eating it?
Nope.
No. Roll a perception check for me.
They just give it straight to someone else.
You tip it back in the pot.
A 12.
That's what's gonna, no doubt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just.
out of 12, you don't know what happens to it, but logic tells the rest of you that it's back in the pot now. Warming again and
You
reflavouring.
don't waste good
It's
stew.
good. It's
100%.
good food. It was untouched.
And the boiling and the heat will burn off anything anyway, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm offended you think that I'm full of gems.
I'm concerned that you don't.
Germs aren't real, are they?
You are a bard.
Prestidigitation, baby. It's a wonderful spell.
It's a world with magic in it. Germs aren't a thing.
Germs are not a thing.
Unless they are plot required.
That's it. Now, just for a quick recap, in the last few hours, you have been told to return in a day or so to see the Maze Lord for more work. You have been told of an important stump where your destiny can be found. You have rescued a Haregnon who has promised to return to you at some undisclosed time after they have found their mate. And you have expressed interest in visiting the center of the roving religion of Saban, which is just across the way. So there are plenty of things available in the nearbys that you could be doing or talking about doing. You have also sassed a number of the local personalities by beating them to within an inch of their life, and in one particular way, scarring them matrimoniously and in every other way in a significant fashion.
He deserved it. I regret nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, hardcore.
I'm going to sort of confide to everyone on my second point that I'm a bit sick of just beating up thugs, especially ones that are probably tougher than us. It's very unsatisfying to be beating up someone who's already drunk and they're not. I guess what he tried to say without being able to say it is what he sees as unworthy opponents.
I'm sorry, do you not beat up bullies where you come from?
Well, yeah, but it's not very satisfying.
It is not satisfying, but it had to be done. True,
it's work.
I don't particularly care if it's satisfying. They were picking on that little rabbit person thing.
Oh, you got to step in when you have to. I agree.
It's like, you think I'm satisfied down in the pits?
When you make the kind of money that you do, I'm sure you are quite happy in the pits.
Speaking of that, Elf.
No, it's a terrible life. Why would I be happy down there?
I do not know. I do not live in the pits. You tell me.
So where do you think we should be going after this? I reckon we haven't checked out that stump yet, right?
No, we have not. We saved the rabbit person and then we never
Yeah.
quite got around to it.
We can go and check that out tomorrow or later in the night when there's not people around.
I think whatever it is, we
sleep.
can wait until we're a few until we have a few less broken ribs.
True. I'm sporting a few bumps and scrapes and dings.
I am just tired from my efforts, but I would like a sleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
wrong voice again. Sorry.
Tanara, you need to eat. I'm going to try and get you to have some stew. Put some meat on those bones.
It is good. It's good stew.
It's good soup.
Oh, hang on a sec, and I'll get out a book that I've been writing on. And I'll say, hey, Formosus, you might be able to use this.
Oh, it's like when a musician gets like someone come up to them like a fan and give them like their own music. And go,
Yeah,
"Listen to my music."
I'm the brains behind the operation. I've got all the lyrics; they're all down. But I really
Maybe you could
struggled
use my poetry.
Yeah, there you go. But I struggled with finding a word that rhymes with Formosus, and all I could come up with was medical conditions. So shall I I'll have a go. Ready?
Sure, indulge me.
A hot piece of ass called Formosus had serious scoliosis. He righted his list, but then slipped his disc. It was hilarious for most of us.
Most of us.
Maybe you could turn that into a song.
I think we should just sing that when he's in battle. Just
Okay.
every time.
Whenever I feel like I am in need of some inspiration of my own, I shall think of that poem dearly. That
There you
was
go.
amazing.
You know what, Revy? I like you a bit more now.
I've got more, but I could say them. I've got one that I wrote about our Tana Twistbonk, but she's not here. Should I sing you that one?
Oh, sure,
Ooh.
why not?
And just as you start leaping into the first line of that,
Stanza.
a small, again, dwarfish in height and size, but definitely human. Nice big round belly, walks up and goes, big bushy beard, goes, I'm Rolf.
Rolf.
Looks at you and goes, Remy is like, you're Formosus? And just as you're about to answer, he realizes the bright fuchsia tiefling there. It's like, you're Formosus.
Indeed, I am.
Do you have an agent?
Formosus.
Anyway, not what I'm here for. Formosus, they're ready for you.
Wonderful. This is going to be one of the best performances ever done in the history of this tavern. I tell you, it is going to be fabulous.
And you look behind and you notice that they have cleared all the people off the end table up to the next one. And you can see that is oft used as a makeshift stage on nights when bigger performances aren't prepared.
I'm a little bit upset that this is not considered a bigger performance, but this is fine. I shall make do. And I'd be like, Tenare, are you ready?
They weren't expecting you, Formosus.
They should always expect Formosus. This is the thing. But are you ready to do what we've been talking about?
Oh, one moment. Yeah, I'll just put the drink down.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
I'll clap, jump up onto the table, and unfortunately I have no spell slots. This is going to be rather lackluster. I shall then perform a mighty ballad.
It's okay. Thaumaturgy is a cantrip.
Yeah, using like thaumaturgy. Like I'm just creating a two-person rock
Yeah, I'll do the
concert between Tenare and myself, and we're
I'll
going
do
to
the
make
lights.
this tavern dance.
And I'll do the beat.
Okay, so I'm going to need a performance roll for you, Formosus, and Tenare. If you're going to be the techie, if you want to either give a spell roll or you can do a dexterity roll.
I guess. I mean, thaumaturgy would work. But what check did you want me to do? Dexterity.
Hold on, let me.
I guess because it's like timing and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
These digital dice
It could be.
hate me.
I'm pretty sure it's your performance though, Formosus, because you haven't rolled well on any performance.
The dice, I was watching it, it hit 16 and then rolled over to a 6, so it's a 12. God damn it!
Rip, rip, Eva! I'm your biggest fan. Go, more, encore.
Well, I got a 19, so
I'm playing for this man right here. Get up, come on, get up here with me. Let's go. Da, 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 da.
my lights and beats are perfect.
So, in the first few verses, Formosus, you feel that lump in your throat when you know you're dying on stage. You can see people turning back to their beers and their stews, and you can see the side glances to the people next to them. But then all of a sudden, as you hit that chorus for the third time, poof, the smoke comes up behind and there's red and purple light comes out of it, and everybody stops what they're doing and looks, and it looks like you're out of the woods.
Fantastic.
Luckily, there are no wandering minstrels here tonight. They're clearly meeting at the Wandering Ways across the road, and you get through, and everyone's like, "Wow, why hasn't he performed here before?" And you even hear it. You're like, "I've seen him elsewhere, and he's rather nice here. I quite like it. It's good." Everybody else, while you're watching, can I get you to give me a perception check looking through the crowd? Tenare and Formosus, because you're up on stage and you're commanding a good view, you may do so with advantage.
Woohoo!
Okay.
19.
15.
Let me make it roll with advantage on here.
Just hit it twice, I think.
18.
Okay, cool. I'll do that then. What was it? Perception.
Perception.
Okay, so I get that one's no good. I got 15.
Okay, so from looking from up on top, Formosus, you notice that there's quite a few groups in there, but it's not super busy. You make a mental note that you'll probably have to come back and try again on a busier night, because this place is renowned, even to someone reasonably new to the place as you, as the biggest venue outside of Sedendria. Pretty much anywhere, this side of Briad even. People do gather here, particularly because of the temple nearby, and they expect to be entertained. So it's one of those challenges you want to see, but because there are few enough people, you notice that there are a couple of people sitting not too far from the front who, despite the light show, just really aren't holding. You're not holding, and you're certain that it's not because of your performance, but they seem to be distracted with one another, and not in the new lovers kind of way, more in the they're here for a reason kind of way. Elfia, your eyes stop on that, and you too notice that they're not really into the music. It's perhaps not what they've come here for. But you look past to the very back of the crowd. It's something that you always do, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And right up at the back of the crowd, standing just above the hair of the people in front of them, is a familiar face.
Ah.
You see your fighting colleague, Darrow, look up, turn, and move out of sight.
Shit.
Now, go on.
I was just saying, is that a friend?
And Darrow Elfia was the guy you finally beat.
Yeah, I remember.
Now you guys have an
I'm
engage.
already beat up.
You know one another. I mean, you fought him on a number of occasions. That's just the first time, either ever or in a while, you've beaten him. But you just see him, and you see him turn and look away.
Okay.
After a few more songs and only one encore for Moses, you feel the vibe of the gig coming to an end, and you know that it's best not to push your luck on the first performance, particularly seeing as you reckon you've done well enough to definitely engender another one in an open invitation, and so you bring things to a close.
I shall sweeten the deal by saying a few rounds of drinks on me, and I will throw 3 gold coins at the bar. Like, literally just throw them in the air towards the bar.
Wow.
Shiny.
Let's see.
I'm going to wait until everyone's back at the table and just let people know what happened. Like what I saw.
7. So, one of those gold pieces never makes the bar. They're seen in the air, though, so it counts, but somebody's walked out of there with a profit.
That doesn't bother me. As soon as I've thrown them, and I do like my thank you, I then do go back to my thing. Because I'm a celebrity now, so I don't have to do this folk anymore.
Now you just go eat, right?
Yeah.
People will come and try to talk to you.
Exactly. You get it.
I'm going to go and mix with the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a roadie now.
Yeah.
Okay, so eventually you move back to your table, and as you sit down, brought to you is your stew, Formosus, and another pint of ale, which is the customary understanding after a gig that if your ale comes to you unbidden, you're probably not going to have to pay for it that evening.
Beautiful. I chow down while I listen to Elfir.
So, you know that guy who I had that fight against?
Yeah.
Well,
We discussed. I lost lots of money.
he's here. Along with 2 of his mates. The 2 that were not too interested in the music.
Oh no, that was so rude. I mean, why didn't they want to listen? Sorry, I should not eat with my mouth full.
You didn't recognize those two, and they weren't with him. They were elsewhere in the room. So they were up near the front. He was way, way up back.
Okay.
Do you think they're looking for payback?
Well, we weren't exactly friends, and I had been trying to beat him for a long time. So
Is it the sort that would hold a grudge?
he may... Look, there's quite a few people in that city who like to hold a grudge.
It's a big city.
Yeah.
And you probably notice he's not the most polite of people.
Oh, well, we're not really in a state to
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
take them on.
Like, together we could do it, but I don't want to just jump him if it's nothing. If
No,
he's
not
just
particularly.
here.
I could go talk to him. I am very persuasive.
I'd rather just keep an eye out.
Okay.
Like, if you go talk to him, he may be pissed off. He may remember you from that place.
He may. But I have a certain, and I like twinkle my fingers, way with people. It's just a little sparkle, a twinkle. They seem to find me very charming.
Yeah, but don't they realize after that wears off?
But that is a future me problem, not a current me problem. And usually I'm long gone before the effect wears off.
But because you're with us, you need to remember that's a future us problem.
Oh, I am so glad that you are thinking of our merry band as an us. That is very nice. I've never had an us. This is great.
Oh, I doubt you've never had an us.
We just got a third name for our band, Elfia. Elfia and the Session Zeros.
Yeah. I was thinking Perpetual Stew, but okay.
Perpetual, yeah.
I don't mind Perpetual Stew. It is a favourite.
And Elfie, yeah. So the other group that you saw that Formosus noticed as well appeared to be two older people, humanoid, probably human. And as you look around to talk about them, you realise that they're still there. They're paying no attention to the outside world, but they are still no attention in terms of no interest. But they're looking around. They're constantly head on a swivel.
Would I be able to try and insight check them to see, like, why they're constantly on a swivel?
You could roll a perception check to see if they're looking at anything in particular.
Like, I'm more trying to gauge their attitude as to what they're looking for.
Has she,
do they
mentioned
seem
to us?
like,
okay.
Do they seem like they're looking for someone or watching their backs?
Yeah, you can roll an insight on that.
Yeah. Oh, that was so close to an 18. 4 + 5, 9.
9. It's hard to tell, but they don't look like they're looking for anything particular, but they're looking caged and haunted. You've seen that look before. Yeah. You don't need to divine its source because you've seen it before. It's somebody who's out of their comfort zone, but know they need to be there.
They don't belong here, but they must be.
Something along those lines, yes.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to be here. But they have to be.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yes.
Could it be something to do with my performance? Is there an aspect I could have improved on? I was not really paying attention.
Your performance has nothing to do with this one.
Fair enough.
This particular kind of discomfort is entirely unrelated. Oh, the steward's doing wonders for my jaw.
As you say that, roll for Piers again and says, Formosus, capable, and he's guarded in saying that. You realise that he sees that it wasn't your best work. A capable performance. We shall need to see you again.
I will have you know, good sir,
He was
that I
tired.
can only perform in an establishment up to 3 times before I may never return.
Is that Is that like because you get kicked out? Or...
I am insulted. It is bad luck to do things more than 3 times.
Tanari
The
would
4th
never have
attempt
said
is
that.
always terrible.
I'm sorry.
So 3 and 3 will there be.
A performer, of course. You'll be very pleased to know, Formosus, that we have 3 different performance spaces in this establishment, and a further 2 outside
It's 5
for
different
appropriate
stages.
weather.
Music festival.
I mean, I'm sure I can make my other 2 visits and fully envelop the rest of the establishment. It will be good fun.
Well, it sounds like you could get away with doing 3 per slot.
Anyway, not the reason.
After all, it wouldn't be the same
That's
exact
different.
slot.
Different stages.
Yeah, different stage.
Anyway, superstitions aside, that's not why I'm here. Didn't know that you'd brought your entourage with you. He looks at you. Heavy set gentleman in the back asking about you. Is he one of your party?
Who?
This one here, and I point towards my heavy-set gentleman sitting next to me.
No, head and shoulders above. He was in the back when you were performing. He's moved around the other side for the moment.
Tall guy's always in the back.
Was asking about us. Great. It'd probably be best if you didn't tell him which rooms we were in.
And as she says that, a gold coin appears in between 2 fingers, hits the table with a clack, and slides towards Rolf's direction. I think you understand what she means. Is that right, Tavern Keeper?
These bruises didn't make themselves, and the bruises on his face didn't make themselves either.
It gets 1 bounce before you don't see it anymore. That coin disappears faster than
Practiced bartender.
you should have a rest with bruises like that. Your rooms are safe.
You don't say. Yeah, sleep does sound like a good
you
idea.
like, we may, one by one, go to our rooms and retire and make sure that we keep an eye out that no one is followed, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hang back.
Or maybe go off in pairs, it may be safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like
I mean, I doubt
maybe sticking together.
I doubt he's the most observant person in the world with that many concussions.
He may have friends though.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a bit too big and brutish to really have true friends. Not like my friends. My friends are wonderful, reliable.
But you know, people that are feared also have loyal followers. It's not always.
Muchness.
It's not always the charm that inspires loyalty.
Besides, nothing bad ever comes from splitting the party. We know this. It is fine. Nothing bad ever happens.
Yeah.
What we could do...
No, you just take one party inside, one party outside. That way you've got 2 whole parties.
That's exactly... And that is right. You guys take one room, we'll take the other room, we split the difference, it is fine. We do not
got an
even
idea.
pay for anything.
Let's get 4 rooms. Get the 2 rooms across the hall from the 2 we've got.
Then we can have decoy rooms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or it means that
but
when I
that's
stumble
money.
in later, I have more of a chance of getting into the successful room. This is good idea.
But that's money. Look,
I
if
have
someone else
money.
wants to fit the foot.
I'll pay.
Do you have any money that doesn't have holes in it?
No,
I like
Look,
your...
I told you I would keep on bringing this up, but
I have some. I don't. Look, I want us all to be safe, and the money is not such a big thing for me, so I'm happy to part with what I have.
Formosus, you realise, of course, that you haven't paid for the rooms and you haven't paid for the dinner or the drinks because your performance passed the check. I mean, because of your quality of your performance.
I'm not going to tell them that. If they want to throw money at the establishment, why not? It just makes me seem like a better entertainer / patron. It is great.
But I just think it would be safer to have it doubles the chance that we have warning if we are going to be attacked in the night.
I think if they're going to go for one, it'll be Althea's. Maybe we could all just pile into the other room.
Well,
And when they bust in there, we all rush out.
Or maybe we could just have
drag
two people
two
to
of
the room.
We'll just drag 2 of the beds to have 4, and we can all be in one room and have the other rooms empty.
Exactly. Great idea. Let's do that.
I mean, I have asked for that in several establishments before. That can probably be done. Hey,
I
Rolf!
bet you have.
You folk have weird riders.
I just think they're just little cots, presumably, these places.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from my limited experience, they tend to just be small little cots that are easily moved.
Yeah.
And it's not like we haven't all slept together before. I mean, slept in the same vicinity.
Around a campfire.
Yeah, in the dark with the nature. You know what I mean?
In the woods.
Yeah.
Alone.
You're not making.
As she says that, like I'm like mouthful of sumo. Sorry, it's good soup. Yes. Campfires.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm sure there's going to be some sort of song or tale. I'm sure there's already several.
Perhaps we should talk to our resident pawn that is sitting right here, eh?
Now, so you're going to head upstairs. Is that the plan?
I'd
First,
like
I want
to-
to have a. First, could some, like, at least one of us have a word with those two? Oh, my ribs. I'm going to head up. You guys can deal with that one.
I'm concerned about you, Afia. I think you need to rest. You find the room. We'll sort everything else out.
Yeah, I'm going to head up and pass out.
Perhaps Remy, you should accompany her just to be sure.
I'll wait for a server if I can.
Pretty quick. It's not particularly busy. You don't have to wait.
So I've asked for 2 rooms. We are going to keep the 2 rooms, but you take one of the beds out of the other room, you put it in the other room to make 2 beds. You understand?
What?
Sort of look.
We can do the moving. We'll put it back in the morning.
As you wish. And you just see that pause.
You can put it on my tab, and I
with
just
that
brush the cheek.
with the pause. It's just like you want to. And you literally you discern the fairly obvious actors' performers. They've always got.
This is my Madonna moment where
That's
I'm just
it.
like, even though I want to, no, darling, not the 2 rooms. You put the beds in the 1 room, but I still want the 2 rooms. It's fine.
Right, I'll go up with you and help arrange pull the mattresses out from one room into the other one, making it clear that Althea's room is the one that we're vacating.
Yeah. As you get up there, there's people there, so they bustle you out of the way and won't let you do it, and it's done for you. So you're there, you can direct, but it's done for you. There's no problem.
Nice.
Great. In that case, I'll start to bunk down and have the lantern on for a little while. I'll take a loaf of bread and a pint with me as a traveller.
Okay, so you and Althea step up from the table, take some leftovers with you, and you head on upstairs. So we'll come back to that in a moment. Meanwhile, what are you 2 doing as you remain downstairs?
I'm accompanying Formosus while he eats. I've already eaten, but I don't want him to be eating alone. So
So what do you want me to do? You wanted me to go and talk to those people over there?
Oh, I don't think that was the plan. I think we were trying to just get through the night and sleep, were we not?
Oh, that's fine. We can go now. It is.
I mean, I may have misunderstood, but I feel like everyone's tired and needs rest, and Althea certainly needs the rest. I'm not particularly confident confronting anyone alone.
Then it's fine. I suppose we should go to bed. I don't like them anyway. They did not even clap at the end. How rude is that?
You can't stop other people being rude.
Oh, I have my ways, but it is not always nice.
Well,
Anyway, I digress.
You might be able to stop people being rude, but I'm sure it's only temporary.
It definitely only lasts about a minute unless I want to really concentrate on it.
Well, I myself am winky face.
when you subtly hint at the spells that you have. Aha.
So subtle. I've
Yeah, I'm
lost
happy
what
to
I was
just eat
thinking.
and watch, and if there's
Yeah.
no drama,
Yeah,
I
so just
take myself
observing.
to bed. Yeah.
No
But I
worries.
do wanna kind of, while he's eating, be watching, because it's not very busy, so it's not like they're hiding in the crowd.
No, as
Just keeping an eye on them,
not
trying to be subtle.
not long after Althea and Remy go up, they sort of finish. They pay up their tab, and arm in arm, they slowly walk around the corner and upstairs. Now, meanwhile, Althea and Remy, you walk around the stairs and around the corner and up the stairs behind the entry.
Yep.
And you come up the stairs into the second floor, where there is a corridor out to your left, an open area with some couches and some seating up the top, and down to your right, further rooms. Now, you got 2 rooms with 2 bedrooms, didn't you? Or 2 beds in them, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got this one here with a little
Okay.
balcony, and this one opposite the stairs in the other direction, so across the hallway.
I also did ask for them to take the beds out of the second room and
There
put all the
are-
beds in the one room. if
There are
possible.
no beds in the one with the balcony,
Excellent.
Yeah,
and
balcony
all the beds
sounds
are
like
in the
has
other
it.
one. Yeah. And so you get the impression, Althea and Remy, that they definitely have done something like this before. Because
Yeah.
they've moved it away from the open one into the more secured one with the hard wall in the back on the edge.
Yeah.
It over.
I get the feeling they get a few adventuring parties coming through who are historically paranoid.
On the run.
However, as you walk up the stairs and you walk around the corner, leaning in the corner is a familiar face. And Darrow's there, just standing, leaning on the door, leaning on the wall up the side here. And just, he looks up as you come up and said, "You took your time. Evening,
Yeah.
Althea."
I was hoping you'd get bored.
I've got a few bruises to keep me interested. Anyway,
Relatable.
we can talk about our rematch another time. I have other business this evening.
Oh. That's more pleasant than I was expecting.
I noticed you, and he raises an eyebrow, ever so subtly make your way into the bushes over yonder. So I'm thinking we might have some things to talk about.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to regret this? Sure.
Why don't you join us on the balcony? And he walks out, and off the edge of this lounge area, there is a nice wide balcony overlooking the Allways and the main roads there. And there's some seats there, nice and high, so not particularly open, but nice sort of evening outlook if one were lighting up some weed or something like that.
Yeah. As I go in there, would I be able to do a little bit of sleight of hand? I would like to quickly scroll on a piece of paper. What was the fighter's name again?
Darrow.
Yeah. Yeah. With Darrow, balcony room on just a little scrap of paper and give it to my pet rat.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand for me.
Not bad, 16.
All right, I'm going to roll his base perception on that. How do I do this?
Actually, I won't give it to my rat. I'll just sort of drop it down in the hallway.
All good. He rolled a 19. So he sort of looks and said, "You dropped your secret note. To be perfectly honest, I was hoping I'd be speaking to your friends as well. Do you mind if we wait?"
That would actually be preferable, yeah.
And he sort of looks around and he goes, well, seeing as you're the victor, I suppose the drinks are on me. And he says, make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back.
Victor buys the drinks. I'm the one who won the money.
Suit yourself. I'll put it on your tab. And he pops down.
Yeah.
And comes back up a little bit later.
Don't get anything too expensive.
And sits down. And before, not too long before the other two come up, there's 5 pints of ale. And a little aperitif as well there. And while you wait for the other two, he sort of sits there for a little while and he goes, you've improved over these past 2 seasons. 6 months ago, I never would have pegged you as one to knock me down. That hook was fantastic.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I learnt that one from you.
I didn't think you remembered. Up until then, you're normally unconscious by the time we're finished.
Yeah, well, hey, I've got to learn eventually. It's either that or keep getting my ass beat.
You can take some punishment, I'll tell you that much. Reminds me of when I was a young fighter.
Yeah. Hey, we all gotta improve, gotta get out of somehow.
Oh, a fight like that, they'll be calling you up to the center ring in no time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe then I can actually do something for all the kids out there.
Oh well, then what's watching? Take some hope from anyone who manages to get a win.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Just so long as I don't need to do what we had to do.
Well, that's partially why I needed to talk to you. And
yeah.
And the conversation goes on, but it's not until Formosus and Tenare pop upstairs that he's watching obviously the inside rather than the outside, and he sees some people come up and he's like, that'd be the rest of your group there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Now, heading back downstairs, do you guys stay down for a while, or what's the plan?
I would have just eaten and then gone to bed.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
so it's probably
that's
only
what I was thinking.
it's probably only quarter of an hour, 20 minutes before they come up. And as you walk up the stairs, you see the balcony open, and you see that both Althea and Remy are out there, and Darrow's sitting there looking, sort of waves and calls you out. Doesn't appear to be threatening. He's sitting quite casually. I imagine, Althea, are you still a little bit uptight, or have you relaxed? And Remy, same thing. What's the deal?
I've relaxed a bit, but I do have my hand just resting on top of the axe.
Darrow's basically sitting like this now, leaning back. You guys come over. He's like, over here, and he's totally at ease, relaxed. You've not seen him like this out, because you've hardly seen him outside the ring. You see,
yeah, it's like every single instance when we've met, we've been beating the snot out of each other.
Yeah,
so.
before the fight, there's all tension and aggravation, and after the fight, someone's unconscious. Yeah. Usually has been you, so you actually thought it was really nice the other way around.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you, Remy?
I'm not sure what to make of it. I thought we were going to have a big dust up. They were looking furtive before, and now he's seems to be pals with my friend Althea. So I'm a little bit confused, to be honest. I've had 3 pints now, so and I think this is the 4th with an aperitif that's with it. So I'm now a bit worried about just controlling so that I don't, so that in case I'm called upon.
Have you said anything to that effect during the conversation over the past 15, 20? Or just sort of let it roll?
No. I've just been letting Althea do the talking during this and trying to watch for reactions or something, just being nearby and on hand.
And so in that case, as they come up, Darrow looks up at you and says, Pyrotechnics and the Performer. Lovely for you to join us. Please, enjoy a drink.
Darrow, I do not have time. I am so tired. I can give you an autograph tomorrow morning. Just tell me where your room is.
Yeah, give him some space. Give him some space.
Stand back.
No photos.
And he sort of he goes forwards. He's like, oh, I know the feeling. He sort of looks at you. He doesn't know what to call you. He's just like, I understand celebrity. I fight. You may have seen me soundly.
I saw you get your ass
trunced.
kicked.
He
That's
does.
what I tell.
He sort of is saying soundly trunced as you say that. He's like, as you say, by your friend Althea here. Solid right hook she's got.
Trust me, that was a long time coming.
And it paid off very well for me. I can tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sort of as you
Not the bet I would have made.
as you walk in to sit down, Formosa, Remy sort of just slides across, and you pop over to where he was sitting.
Yep.
And sort of Remy, you just blink out for a second. It's like, oh, well, you're getting really tired. Now there's a couple more there. You sort of feel a bit at ease, and you just sort of blink out for a second there. Because you lost connection for a little while, and we've swapped
Yes.
the screen.
Yeah.
I vagued out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And young lady, with the interesting.
Yeah, she's a good one.
I apologize. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Don't understand it myself. Look, I apologize for setting upon you on your evening, but I couldn't help but notice, and he gives you a fairly direct side glance, Formosus, that you ever so deftly snuck into the shack over in the bushes, if he had taken my drift.
Are you taking where I went to go to the loo before? I do not know what you are talking about, friend. I
Is that it?
am also quite worried. You are peeping on me while I'm trying to pee.
He looks.
I'm
He
not
looks at.
entirely sure what you mean by shack.
He looks at Remy, and then he
Yeah,
looks at
I
Alfair
know exactly what he means.
and go. Yes, the very well hidden peeing area that you sing and dance as you approach. And then he looks up at you again and says,
I just hold my hands out like this, like, hey, it's maybe weird. It's my thing.
and he's
Yeah,
like,
let's face it, from us, this
It-
are about
it
as
actually is
subtle
his
as a
thing.
ton of bricks.
and he looks at you again, Alfir, and says, look, I know you're tied up with the Maze Lord, as am I, as fighters. Didn't pick it of the rest of you.
The Maze Lord.
I just performed for him. He said, good job, and to leave. Wait,
Yeah,
I was not supposed to tell you that. No. Ignore everything I just told you.
Indeed. That's why I've waited up for you.
Yeah.
Have you all had much to do with the Maze Lord over the years?
Nope.
I haven't had much to do with anyone out here over
That's
the years.
true. That is true.
I mean, I know people, but no one out here.
He sort of narrows an eye and looks at you, Remy, and goes,
Yeah, what do you want?
what about you, farm boy? And he doesn't say that with, like, there's nothing in it. It's just like the colloquial term for bloke
It's
who's,
not farm boy.
yeah.
So, what brings you lingering outside people's bedrooms?
Look at me. I'm a thug. That's what I do.
Okay.
I've had enough to do with the Maze Lord over the years to know a little that's going on, and there's some things that worry me. Hey, Smeagol, thank you very much for the follow. He doesn't it.
Do you have a familiar?
And he says, I was wondering if he seemed different.
I haven't had enough dealings with him to know, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary.
Different?
He sort of cocks his head, sort of looks, and then leans forward between the two chairs and the table in the middle and goes, "He seems different. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. Look, he's a mobster, we know. But the Maze Lord's little pugilism outfits, as you said, Elfia, let's just say some of the funds there filter into the Rat's Maze orphanage system. A lot of money goes towards looking after those kids. And of late, it's been a lot less. And my dealings with the Maze Lord...
I have noticed a few more beggars and pickpockets around. A few that I thought were being looked after.
He walks different. He talks different. Roll me an insight check, Elfia, because you've probably seen him a couple of times. You'll have to roll pretty high, but I'll give you a chance at picking up on his line.
13.
Not quite high enough. And so you look at him and you can see he's coming to some sort of a point, but it doesn't necessarily make sense with you.
Like, are you saying there's some sort of doppelganger?
Look.
Or like something's affecting his mind or something?
Under some sort of spell?
I'm wearing out my welcome.
Midlife crisis.
Poking around. And
That is something that happens.
I'm worried that something's going on that's not for the benefit of the Rat's Maze, and that's out of character for the Maze Lord. Otherwise, he'd have been overthrown years ago.
Yeah, the only reason why he's been around this long is because he does actually do some good with all that ill-gotten wealth.
You all appear to be on his good side. If you happen to be going back in there, or if you happen across any of his folk, keep your eyes peeled. Let me know if you find anything. The front desk will know where to find me if I ain't here.
Oh yeah, if you're heading back into the city, can I trust you to not steal some coin that's meant for another?
We fight in the same pit. What's yours is mine. I'll not touch anything that isn't.
Yeah.
Wait.
There's a few near the main square that they seem to be a bit thinner than usual. So I just pull out 2 gold. Can you just get this to them?
I know them that you run with, and he puts them in his bag.
Yeah. And make sure it doesn't get taken off of them. Make sure they can actually split it up into something usable. Get some food into them.
Here's a hint that tends to work, and he flips you a gold piece back and reaches into him and pulls out 10 silver. This will go a lot further without raising an eyebrow. And he puts it back in his pocket.
That's true.
And off he pops. He excuses himself, doffs a non-existent cap. And it is weird, this guy. He's a mountain of a man, obviously a little bit rough around the edges, but he's obviously picked up from someone or other just those occasional little tops of the higher speech. And so he'll be just talking along like he's in the Hung Vagrant's toenail, and all of a sudden there'll be like a highborn phrase that he just butchers and brings in and doesn't even think about. Not all the time, but just when he's relaxed, when he's comfortable. When he's in fighting mode, he's slavic.
So it's all an act, maybe.
It's not
big
sure.
old softy. Thanks for the tip.
I figured I got the familiar vibe off him.
So yeah, so he
Just didn't know if it was a good one or a bad one until now.
Yeah, so none of you had expected him not to be aggressive, particularly you, Althea, because you don't talk to the other fighters that often. You see them at the fights, and you
Yeah.
don't see much else.
It's like I've seen too many fighters wind up more injured than they were after a fight to hang around.
Yeah, and it sort of strikes you, and it's something that comes into your mind, that the fighters who stay around tend to be better people, you would think, than because you've spoken to a few fighters afterwards before, and just it was everything you expected out of the interaction with Darrow just now. Hostile, and the fight didn't stay on the pit, but it very clearly did to Darrow, and it took him a moment to speak of it, but once he did, he just sort of relaxed.
It's like, it's a job for him, and it's an act, it's a performance.
Yeah, that's it.
It's yeah,
Like
and all of that aggression, well,
It's like that,
he beats someone to a pulp for a living, his aggression gets worked out of the system.
like the Looney Tune cartoon with the wolf and the sheep when they're walking in the
Yeah.
morning. It's like, morning, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Morning, Sam. Morning, Billy.
Yeah, that's it. I can never remember the name. One of them's always Sam, and I can never remember what the other one is.
Billy.
Is it Billy?
Yeah, I think so.
I always mean to look it up, and I never do. Anyway, so you've recognised that it has some sort of concern, not necessarily for the well-being, but for the security of the Maze Lord.
Yeah. Well, that's how many things on our plate now. Right.
All right. Well, if that's all, are you going to move the beds back, or are you just crashing for a slumber party?
Oh, hell no. That's,
I can't be fucked moving this bed.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't move the beds to begin with, but I'm pretty sure we may as well just sleep in the beds where they are.
And I'm pretty,
Well,
and
there's
I'm
no
pretty
reason.
And I'm
There's
pretty
no-
sure, as much
Sorry,
as
you go.
from us this is a bit of a diva, he's not that much of a diva to go, on second thought, no, move the beds back.
Oh, hell no.
Well, I think we would have probably just got one room if there was one room with 4 beds anyway.
Yeah,
right? So-
probably.
Tanare, as you stand up to go inside, could I get you to give me a perception check, please?
Sure. That's a 20.
Oh,
You sort of stand up and you just look out over the balcony as you go, and you're about to turn in, but over on the other side of the road, so your balcony that you were sitting on is about here.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And you look out across the road and you can see
Ooh,
just
tree
out of
stump.
the light the tree stump, but just in front of it, standing right on the edge of the road, you see a humanoid with long ears
Okay.
just standing up there,
Doing anything or just standing?
standing looking up and down the road. You get the impression that she's waiting.
Yeah, okay. Like she's looking to not be seen, or is she looking like she's looking for someone?
No, she looks like she's looking and waiting, and you remember that the Haregnons that you saved said that they would come back.
Oh, is it? Do I recognize the shape? Is it a rabbit folk?
It looks rabbity.
It looks pretty rabbity.
Yeah.
Okay. Very concerned for this rabbit. Okay. The others, are they in the room yet?
Yeah, they've
Like,
just headed off into the room.
So I don't want to lose eye contact with this just yet. So I want to just hover here. Let's see if I can get the attention of the others, or if any of them look back for me, or if I can do a little bit of a whisper shout. You know, I know whisper shout doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean, like a.
I'll say they're just about heading around the corner, so you can catch them enough before they
Yeah,
go.
because I'd like to try and catch their attention without losing eyesight of this.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, come here.
So you guys notice. Everybody looks out of the door before they go into their room for the last time in the evening, and you are directly across from where you were. So essentially...
Also, from memory, I was the only one that spoke to the rabbit before it ran off.
That's right.
I went around... Yeah, okay, so they wouldn't have had that
No.
my friend's in trouble conversation.
No, but they were... but the rabbit was highly flighty as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll be like, it's our rabbit friend from earlier. I think I did promise help, and they're looking pretty jumpy out there. Oh my god.
Shall I head over? Or do you want to head over and offer assistance?
I do feel compelled to honor that promise. I know you are tired, and Elfia, I know you are sorely wounded, but
I'll
I
live.
have to go. I can't leave this.
Okay.
Look,
Yep.
I'll live.
Let's
And all of
settle
you
up.
are in good enough nick to keep me safe, so...
But the bed is right there. I can
Come
see all
on.
four of
For
them.
Moses,
Come on, you prima donna.
I'm not.
Who is this
I'm-
Madonna in which you speak of?
Why do they cost nothing?
Fine.
I'm
gonna
not going to force you, but you know, I do
No,
feel
you'll all be lost without me anyway. It is fine. I shall come.
it'll make you feel better.
Okay.
Remy?
I'm going to put my lyrics book under my pillow with the pen in the spot where I'm up to. I'll say, Tanare, I'm working on one about you, but it's not quite finished yet.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm not important enough for a song.
Well, I don't know that you would call it a song that stretches it a little bit, but yeah. I'm leaving my backpack behind, and I'll just heft my battle axe and
Thank you, friend.
let's go.
I appreciate your help.
So you head back downstairs, and you use the main entrance this time. Oh, it doesn't work when I point with my finger on that screen.
The main entrance is the one
Yeah.
near the stump.
That
Right.
one, yeah, directly across from the stump. So the door sort of opens, and you see it jump and start towards it and sort of hide behind the stump. And then you just sort of see the ears poke up.
Yeah, I just want to be like, friends, put weapons away temporarily, just to show a sign of. I mean, be ready with them for defense, obviously, but
But what am I meant to do when I am a living weapon?
well, I think maybe just play a lullaby, something calming. I've seen you do it before. I know they're not your favorite, Mimosas, but this is important. I know you prefer the livelier performance, the joy and the extravagance, but for me,
Can I? Is there
Everybody
anywhere for
loves a
me
bit of ambience.
to sit and lean somewhere?
Oh yeah, there's tons of opportunities. Directly under the sign here, there's a
Nonchalant.
nice beam that's the one that's most open to both sides of the road. So if somebody was, say, flying at about 10 feet around in a slow circle, you'd have the sign and the establishment in the background with the nighttime rolling hills off on an angle.
So I will pull out my pan flute and sit and lean and just play soft pan flute music.
All right, give me a performance check.
This is
That's
where
a
I
magic
scare
word.
off because I'm like,
sounds like a speech.
a nice calming flute. It's like, brrr!
yeah, it becomes like a death song. It's like, a kid learning the recorder.
22, baby. Let's
There
go.
it is.
Of
Oh,
course
There we go.
It's not a public performance. No!
This is the one you want, right? This is the one. The
Yeah,
performance of your
not the one
lifetime
for
is
money.
ambient
Dice
music.
gods, why? I'll take it.
Because it's funny.
You start to play, and immediately, Tanara, you see the rabbit twitch again. But then it sort of stands up and it listens. And it goes down on all fours and comes forward a little bit in front and peers around the corner.
I'll just gently say,
Pops forward again.
friend, it is me. I am worried. I'm worried for you. I just want to check. Are you okay?
And the rabbit's on the other side of the road and it sort of stops there. And it goes to go on the road, but then it steps back again. But because of the music you think. It sort of looks both ways, looks behind, skittish, and down on all fours and rushes right across, right up next to where the flute is, and then stands up again.
Aww.
Probably about 3/4 of your height to the ear, and looks up and says, "Get back. Thank you."
Of course, I promised. I'll do anything to help a fellow creature in need. Is your friend okay? The one you were saying?
Spointail is not okay. He's past the road and the field and down, and he's still.
Still what, or still as in still? Like,
and again, like the little paws go up, it's like, and does this. Still.
oh, I see.
Lead on.
Sure. Will you take me there? I will do what I can to help. I have some experience with
You can
helping those who are still.
You can leave your burrow at night. It is dark. Hey, crestfallen.
Will
I can
tomorrow be
make
too
some
late?
light. I can make some light.
I don't know. No light in the dark.
Okay.
It's okay.
I won't make any light.
It's okay. Just calm. Just explain. Just breathe.
Can you follow?
Tell us.
Can you follow? I'm swift.
We can follow. Yes, you lead. We'll be
down on all
It's
fours,
gone.
and off it pops 60 at a speed of 60 feet. So you have to run basically to catch up.
Yeah, I
Yep.
will run. Maybe did anyone put a tracker on this thing?
I can easily keep
Tag
up.
it.
Yeah, tag it.
And if it gets ahead, it sort of stops and looks up and waits every now and then. But just like
Checking
come
that we're still
come
there. Right?
really,
Yeah,
really sort of frenetic but soft voice.
Yeah, I'm trying to also not like shout. I'm trying to be
Yeah.
not stealthy, but quiet. I don't want to draw too much attention.
Yeah. I'm able to easily keep up. I can move like 80 feet around, 120
you're
if
a
I
monk.
try.
Show off.
At one spot, the Haregnon stops and stands up and looks at you and says, "You're swift for a big folk," and then off it goes again.
I think that's a compliment.
10 or 15 minutes of running and pausing, and the forest is closed in around the fields a little bit, and there's a small path that goes off, and the rabbit Harenon sort of stands up at it and goes, "It's not far now. This way," and off into the forest. There's a clear path, but it's a lot more dense and closer than it was.
Yeah.
This may be traditional adventurer paranoia, but may I insight check that rabbit?
I would love nothing more than you to insight check a rabbit person. Please do.
My God.
13.
Seems legit.
It's skittish. It is skittish, but you get the impression that it's concern and fear. It's rabbit person, man. You've never seen one before.
Yeah, I believe the appropriate out of context D&D is I believe rabbit.
Yeah, what you didn't notice before is there's a little watch dangling behind her.
Do I trust the rabbit?
Round a couple of
keep on
corners, through a couple of stumps, and then it stands up on a little rock and goes, "It's here."
Okay, I will check out. I'll go approach still cautiously.
It's
Still kind of just like hands
I'll
up
keep an
kind
eye
of.
out.
You walk into the entrance of the clearing, and it's about a 15-foot by maybe 30-foot clearing that sort of points, that gets smaller towards the end. And at the smallest end of it on the top, there's a sort of a green, sometimes blue glow. And when you look there, you see there's a sort of a pearlescent white bubble about 2 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And it
Is
goes...
it
It goes from about that big to about 10 feet, and then it slowly gets small again.
Okay. Is this something I recognize, like a type of magic or something that I'm familiar with?
It's not something you've seen before. For Moses, you can roll a perception check if you wish.
Can I instead do something more humorous?
Sure.
I'm sure you can.
Because my performance check was so good and I was leaning on the steps of the tavern, I lulled myself to sleep and they all darted off without me.
That's perfect.
And I would have been so focused on...
Because then you all darted off and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I've just like lulled myself to sleep. So, the Fey expert you need is currently sleeping on the floor outside.
Just like all the other bards sleeping in the gutter outside.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Sorry, gang.
So we'll turn looking for maybe like we turn
You're like,
around.
wait a second. Where
And
is he?
be like,
Cuts
"Wait,
to me just...
Where's...
And like you sleep, your head's on the post. Thanks very much for the follow, Crestfallen. And the pan flute is still sort of dangling in your hand and just sort of sitting on your shoulder, and it's still
Occasionally,
there.
It's like in
I
the
feel
mouth,
like
so when I snore, it's like...
you breathe. When you do the
100%.
heavy sleep breathing, it comes through the flute.
Absolutely.
Just
You got this, gang.
Yeah. I've got the... I can see that right now.
And if you ever need help, you can just think, what would Formosas do? And then
I
do
would
the
love
opposite
it
of that.
if you like woke up and there's just some coins scattered around your feet, like people have just been throwing them to you as they walk in the bar or out.
Like, oh, this poor bastard.
Yeah, like, oh, he's down on his luck.
Have you got
Like,
a bowl?
you know, like one of those really, really bad buskers that has just
Yeah.
on the guitar, and you're like, come on.
on
Yeah.
a related note,
Yes.
should I go back and get from us this?
I think, how far did we run?
Probably about 15 minutes to the clearing and another 2 or 3 into the woods.
Well, Elfia can run pretty fast. Maybe I'm gonna stay. I'm not going. But if Elfia wants to run back,
Yeah, I'll run back and
I'll just keep trying to keep this
I have
rabbit
a,
calm.
I have a plan for a little prank to play on him anyway.
So this
Oh, no.
oh no, this colorful, like kind of, I don't know. I imagine it like a soap bubble sheen kind of color.
Yeah, essentially.
Yep. I have
Is it
run off.
like? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
off you
I've run off and yeah.
off you
When
run.
I get to Musters,
I'll
I'm just going to.
I'll come back to that.
take-
Just wait.
Yeah.
Wait for me,
All
Sasha.
good.
I'll come back for that.
Yeah, all good.
Remy, you're there as well, are you?
Yeah, so there's this bubble. Is it around this still?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
So
Is it-
can the two of you roll me a perception check, please?
Okay.
yeah.
Boom.
I got a 20.
23.
Okay, and you watch it, and when you get there, it's out, and as it comes in, you see some ears, and then the tail, and then it goes back out again and disappears again.
So is this like opaque, like we can't see through it?
No, you can see through it. It's translucent. So as it comes out, once your eyes get used to the light, you see a rabbit person. Literally, and it's then that you realize that the rabbit had actually gone still and turned a little bit, and you can see the rabbit turning in the bubble.
Okay. But is it? Yeah, so it's like suspended.
Slowly moving. If you watch it for a while,
Can I determine whether it's dead or just?
Remy with the 23, you recognize after a few moments that it's not actually still. So it's not just doing this. You can see ever so slowly it's actually moving. So it's not the power of the bubble that's making it turn and move.
Okay.
Seems almost like that it's struggling, but it's just going super, super, super slow.
Should we go and pop the bubble with the dagger?
Perhaps maybe we could throw a pebble into this bubble to see the effect first?
Shall I reach in?
No, don't
Okay.
do that. Please, Remy, just
All right.
calm.
All right. Yeah.
I know
throw
you
your,
like. Yeah,
throw
yeah.
your pebble.
Is there anything around that's just like a little?
Yeah, you find a.
I mean, if nothing else, I'll use a button or something.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I'm inclined to make you use one of your gold coins, but no, there's definitely a.
I have other coins that I could use, so it wouldn't have to be gold.
No, there's definitely plenty of little pebbles and things that you could throw in there.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to throw something small, and not at the rabbit, but just.
Yeah. As you
towards
bend
the
to
little-
pick the stone up, you see the Haregnon do a big sort of dodge, and then suddenly realise and sort of calm itself, but not.
Oh, it flinches. Oh, the poor thing.
Just very much on
I will
alert.
explain to the friend, the rabbit that isn't in the thing, what I'm doing. That I just want to check. So it knows I'm not kind of trying to do harm. I will just sort of be like, no, it's okay. I'm just trying to see the effect of this. But also be like ready to sort of react if something happens.
Okay, so make me a ranged attack.
The rabbit's not saying anything, I'm guessing.
No, it just nods. No, it hasn't had a chance to say anything yet. It's sort of like
kind of too panicked as well, right?
Yeah.
Like okay, so what was the check?
a ranged attack.
Oh, okay.
So just a attack with your dex, just to throw a stone and aim and hit.
So it would be with, hold on. What would that be? I don't know.
Let's see what I've got here.
I'll just roll a 20 and add dex.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It's easier to just do it away. Okay. Alright, so the roll is I think 15 plus 1, so 16.
Yep. So you throw it and it sort of sails and it hits the bubble and you see it move in and sort of pop through, almost like a drop of water dropping into a pond, and you see it go from essentially terminal velocity to ever so slowly. It's probably moving about that fast.
Oh, so it's kind of like a time dilation sort of situation.
Yeah, but just incredibly, incredibly slow. It just goes super slow through once it hits.
As a character, I may not realize exactly that, but
it drops. It also the speed with which it drops downwards increases, almost as though it has greater weight against the substance that it's in.
Interesting. I will ask the friend. Like, I mean, I'm surprised by this. Like, whoa, and turn to the rabbit, but not too quickly. And I just be like, what is this? What happened? What's causing this strange?
This is the way to the burrow, and Suffield. I think it was Suffield, wasn't it? And Spoontail leaped, and the bubble grabbed.
Is the bubble normally like this? This sluggish effect?
No, the bubble is new.
Oh, this isn't the normal way you enter your. Okay.
The burrow is past. It is different, magical. In your Torfolk word, magical, but this is new, different.
Okay. I'm uncertain. Do you have any magic yourself?
No. We all have magic, but no. I know spells.
Okay. Interesting.
Should we poke it with a stick?
Do you mean the rabbit or the bubble?
Well, maybe if we push a large stick through, like a staff, and we can poke the rabbit
sort
out
of prod the rabbit out
at the other end, yeah.
like a net.
Yeah. Or I could just use a long branch. Something strong enough that...
do have my quarterstaff.
Yeah, that'll do.
Is this okay? I turn to... what was the rabbit's name? Did we get the rabbit's name?
You haven't gotten the rabbit's name.
So what was your name, friend? I
Cuffle,
don't want to keep just calling you Rabbit. Folk.
Cuffle, I am Cuffle. I do not know your name either.
I am Tenare.
Tenare. I am
Yes.
Cuffle.
This is Remy here.
Remy, I'm Cuffle.
Hi, Cuffle.
Don't be scared by
Hi,
his
Remy.
Pleased to
giant
meet you.
nature.
He's been...
I cast Dispel Magic with a stick.
Yeah. So I will pull out my quarterstaff not pull out, I've been kind of holding it like a walking stick anyway.
Uh-huh.
And I'll just gently kind of be like, I just want to try to prod your friend out of this magical field. I'm not going to hurt. I just want to try to push gently.
Smeagol, you keep your nasty taters. We'll have the rabbit. Okay, so you walk forward through the clearing, and you notice that when it's at its largest, you wouldn't be able to get the quarterstaff right through. When it's at its smallest, it would go through. You'd probably be able to hold it from both sides. So you sort of need to time it as it goes out. And it's pretty slow. It's slow enough to time pretty easy. It's probably a minute's breath.
Yeah, it's kind of like pulsating, I'm imagining. Like, yeah, okay. So I'll obviously try to time it to when would be most effective to do what we're trying to do.
I'll get on the other end so that if the rabbit does poke a tail out, I'll grab it and pull it through.
Okay, so how are you putting it in? Gently or fast?
Oh, I will be gentle. I don't want to... I know, fast enough to not... Like, obviously timing is an issue.
Yeah.
But I'm cautious and also very aware that I don't want this to look like an attack, and I don't want to hurt the damn thing. And it's also a little bit scary, so I'm...
Okay, so as you push in, as soon as it touches in, you see the actual bubble give a little bit, and then it goes through. And if this were a bubble, you'd expect the bubble to burst, but then it just sort of slowly comes back over it. And it's like it's like pushing a spoon through like caramel that's started to cool down and started to
like
set.
A toffee or something.
Absolutely. So I'll need you to give me like as you feel that, if you want to keep pushing, you'll need to give me a strength check.
Yeah.
Athletics.
Athletics?
Athletics. Yep.
Ooh, okay. Not my strong point.
Do you want help? Can we both push on the staff?
I got a 16.
Okay.
As you go to help, you realize what's happening, but you can already see that Tenare started pushing, and it slows down considering it takes a lot but it doesn't feel like it's giving like a toffee. You can still go through. It's just taking longer.
Yeah.
In fact, it takes so long that it's actually gone out again, and Remy, you realize you can't grab it, and you have to wait for it to come back in again so you can grab it. So it eventually does come out the other end as it comes in, and you get about that much on the end, Remy, that you can grab on.
All right, no, I'm assuming that it's a slowness thing, so I'm just going to keep the pressure on, more like a tug of war rather than yanking on the thing.
Yes, but as you grab it, you feel a jolt. You still feel the impact because it was pushed through with force and speed. You feel the impact of it move. You can grab it, but you feel the impact and the jolt, even though it doesn't really move.
Does the rabbit look injured as well, or does it just look...
No, it's just wide-eyed, and you can see the same sort of panic on it that it has on the others.
Yeah, I feel like this panic is kind of a natural tendency of most rabbit folk.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only met two, but...
Yeah. We can make assumptions from that. That's a sample size.
The data is clear.
Yeah. Conclusions confirmed.
And you're probably approaching, you're probably another 5 minutes away, Elfir, from where Phonosis is sleeping. So you two of you now have one end grabbed each.
Yep.
And what are you going to do? You're going to sort of try and push it out one side.
Pull it. Oh, you mean one end each of the staff?
Yeah, so you've got one end each of the staff, and then the rabbit's on one side of the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and haul the rabbit through, like get it across the midriff and pull it through, like what are they called? Those wires that you cut
No,
clay
not a.
with.
Oh, I was going to say like a garrote, and I'm like, oh my god, don't say that. That's cutting.
Like a garrote.
So I'll get you both to
No.
roll an athletics check to push it through the treacle. Jeez, why I love it.
Athletics.
11.
Be wary, quiet. We
And I'm
have
on
been
10.
rabbits.
I'm on 10.
Ever so slowly, you both push on it, and ever so slowly it moves.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just going to jump over. About that time, Althea, you make it back to the clearing. You make it back to the Always.
To the sleeping bard.
And there you see Formosus, head on his shoulder leaning on the upright, with the pan flute still in his mouth.
Even in my sleep, my performances are on point. I just want that on record.
I think you may be muted, Althea.
Yep, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is I would like to try and get a few of the coins out of his coin purse and just scatter them on the ground at his feet.
Give me a sleight
and grab a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand for that one. Now,
11.
You did say you.
Has a perception.
You did say you're pretty tired there, Formosus. So,
if he's asleep, I believe that would be passive perception -5.
I think it would be. Let's have a look. How do we do? I haven't.
Not very well.
I haven't memorized it yet.
8?
7. 7, as it would turn out.
I mean, I was happy to just fail it, really, because being unconscious, like, how am I? don't know.
Yeah.
People touch me in my wait. That's really whoa,
dude.
No,
Dude,
don't do that, kid.
Dude, ixnay.
Yeah, kids, don't do that.
Hey, if he gives consent prior.
Yeah, it's all about consent. Although once you're asleep, perhaps not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
So
Clear communication is all. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Formosus, you don't wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just put the coins in a... Like, I'm going to just put the coins just sitting neatly in his lap.
Would you like to know how many you have to play with?
Sure!
Exactly 13 gold coins. That's all I have.
With no silver?
No silver.
Yeah, that'll do.
This prima donna only deals in gold.
Yeah. So just like
just
imagine neatly in his
throwing
lap.
the silver back that people throw at you.
And I'll pull out a scrap of paper and write if you need work, go to, and I make up an address. And put that there in the pile, like tucked under some of the coins.
What's the address that you write?
Oh, I just make up one. I just make one up.
Is
gonna
it a
need
real,
to know
like,
where it is.
street though that you know, so you can actually send him on a chase?
Because I'm gonna want to find this place because I'll show you when we wake up. But yeah.
Okay, you wrote 16B
I think I'll
down.
go for one of the lower end brothels.
Yep, 16B down Wayne Alley. It's in the center of the Rat's Maze. And
then I'm going to sort of jog on the spot really quickly to sort of win myself out. And just grab his shoulder. Formosus, quick!
Okay.
Quick, grab up your coin. We need.
What is this?
We need you.
This
God,
is nice.
we've been gone for days.
I just don't even bother like checking. I just start
Is
scooping
this where
this
you've
in.
been? We've been gone for days. Didn't know where you
Hey,
were.
Hang on. But I'm still in the same out. Oh wait, days? I think we're
Yes,
fine.
Stace, quick! We need to go to the forest.
Okay,
we need
but
your
hang
help.
on. There's this
Everyone's
piece of paper
dead.
on the floor right here. I should probably. I'm like reading it as we're running. Oh, I have an invitation to perform at another venue. That is so nice. They must have heard of my performance that I just did. How cool is that?
And I'm just dragging along. It's just like, everyone's dead. It was a massacre.
What are you talking about?
Just running.
Look, what was in that? First I'm drinking with tea and now I'm drinking with what is going on? I cannot keep doing this, drinking and then waking up 3 days later not knowing what's going on. It must be bad for my health.
So it's like on the way there, I just make up horrible, like the most horrible, outlandish stories
Yeah, I don't even have time
possibly
to
think
like,
of.
insight check you because you move too fast. So I'm just kind of like, but wait, and then you slow down, and then I'm like, no, wait, come back. Oh, slow down. Slow down.
Oh, I'm actively dragging you as well.
Okay, and we'll leave the two of them running back there, and I'll get you to give me another strength check, just another push, because this has been a few minutes and it's slowly moving. And so you just both give it another hoist and give us a...
Athletics?
Athletics, yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Ooh,
Ooh, I got a nat 1
18.
for a total of 2.
So you push, this time, Remy, with 2 hands, you really get onto it, and it actually starts to turn. So you're not making any progress anymore, Tanare.
Hey,
but Remy, yours turns out. It's not going backwards at all. And so it takes about 2 more breaths in and out. And you have to sort of let go and then hoist again, Remy. Yep. But the rabbit starts to get to the side of the bubble. And you can see it. And literally as it contacts the center, you see the rabbit go ever so slowly. But you can see the impact of a quarterstaff sort of chopping it in twain, and you see it like and super slow motion.
I was not trying to hurt poor rabbit.
You get the impression that despite the fact it's going slow, it still has the full force, but it appears to be having the effect. And the ears come out, and then the side of the face comes out.
Grab it by the face.
And just
Are they like normal speed and the body is still slow?
Still. Until the mouth comes out, you can't hear. And as it comes out, you hear... Oh. And it takes until... It doesn't say much, just sort of sits there. And you see the eyes go from horror to confusion and then recognition. And you start to realise. But because the head's on the other side of the bubble, it can't really see its partner. It can't see much what's going on. So its ears are up and it's worried, but it's not going slow anymore. And just as it's starting to come out, just about to fall, Alpheus sort of jogs lightly back into the clearing, followed by the panting mess of recently startled and awoken Formosus.
My lungs are on fire!
And with that, you hear a... And the rabbit sort of lands down and hops straight up. And then
By now, I've told him, like, there's been a war started, there's a zombie apocalypse going on and stuff. So I've just told him a whole lot of crap.
The world has ended. There is no more booze. I thought you were dead, Tanare, and I thought you were now a cow person, big man. And
surprise!
Now there are twin rabbit people. You left that out. Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Formosus. But
sorry.
That's not always, that's not such an unusual thing.
And at that, the other
you
rabbit
went back
sort
into
of...
the bar, didn't you?
At that, the rabbit hops around the bubble and says, Cuffle, who are these tall folk? And Cuffle says, They are Tanari and Remy and the horned one and the big one with Svast and they helped to get you out of the bubble.
My friend, I am not Just some horned one. You are talking to the esteemed Formosus Lasili, the Prince of the Seelie.
Hello, the esteemed Formosus Lasili, the Prince of the Seelie. I am Cuffle.
I like you. You're very nice. You should hang around with me and just say that all the time, at that exact speed. Would you like to be my promoter? I could just send you around, and when people ask, you just do whatever you just said.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention music has been made illegal as well.
I cannot live in a world that does not have. I'm just about
What
to.
are you talking about?
I'm gonna drop to my knees and start having a mental breakdown.
Cuffle.
I found him asleep on a stump.
Pounding on the floor. Why? Why, damn you? My art. My art. No.
Yeah, I found him asleep on a stump.
How can I perform at this address I was given if it's
Formosus,
illegal to do
Formosus,
so?
look at me, look at me, look at me, look. I grab his head and just be like, look. It was just a joke. It's okay.
It was what?
It's just a joke. I'm pretty sure that's Ophia's weird sense of humor coming out.
Yes,
she must like you.
No, I knew that. Yes, 100%. I was just playing along.
Oh, what a great
Fun-
performance. You really are a good actor.
Funny.
Oh yeah, one of your
joke,
best.
Elfia. Funny.
Yeah, one of your best performances ever, mind you.
Remy,
Of
you
course, you were
hear
in on it the whole time.
you hear Softail sort of call to Cuffle and says, "Your big folk friends are peculiar." And Cuffle goes, "Yes, but they helped. But they helped." Bradius Battle Axe, thanks for the follow. And then I keep thinking Cottontail, but it's not Cottontail. It's Spointail.
Big
Tail.
It's Spointail. Spointail goes, "What is your name, large folk?" And looking at you, Remy.
I am Remiel Tarazul.
"Hello, Remy Tarazul. I am Spointail. Thank you for resting me." And the first thing that you notice here is not rapid rabbit speed. Still reasonably high pitched, but the cadence is super, super smooth and slow.
You have a voice for radio, Sir Rabbit.
Radio.
Voice for elocution.
Voice for sending.
That's a new word that I have not learned.
A voice for sending.
Yeah.
Thank you for releasing me. I am in your debt. The thing it was did you see the things moving? And you look back at the bubble, and it's gone.
Oh. Okay.
And Spointail looks around, but no, there were super fast things.
Do you mean Elfie? Because she does move pretty fast.
No,
I didn't see that.
That would
All I
be-
saw was you and the color.
that would be us. You were going very slowly, so the rest of the world looked like it was traveling at incredible speed to you.
And sort of one ear comes down.
That does make sense.
Felt like there were little pixies speeding around me.
Uh-oh.
Does Formosus? Did you see this Formosus before it disappeared? When you first arrived?
When you got into the clearing, it was there, and then you bashed the ground, and then you looked up, and it was gone.
What, you are talking about the spirit of one of my distant ancestors that is apparently a sphere that was here just before?
I guess that's what you're talking about.
Hang on a second. Elfie, were you lying about that as well?
No, never. I was just adding to your performance.
I do not believe you. Fuck you. But that was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
That
Like
one
a
there, I still
elaborate
actually believed. So, I mean, say it how it is.
It's performance art, right?
You could turn it into a comedy sketch.
I can just leave it to my ghostwriter over here.
But anyway, do you know what this is? What's happening here?
It is.
Perhaps
What
know
may
what
have
this
trapped
is
this
by some
rabbit?
form of check.
Okay, do some sort of check. I'll allow you to do what's Arcana. Arcana's intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can do Arcana, but rather than calling it Arcana, or anything else that would give you bonus on sort of phase type knowledgey stuff.
Well, ironically, the only thing I could think of would be Arcana or History, and they are both the exact same.
Cool, go with Arcana. We'll call it Fey-Kana for the moment.
I love that. It's a 15.
It's 15. Rings a bell. You can't put your finger on it.
I mean, back in the day, little things like this tend to happen, but the Feywild is just so unique and vibrant that you cannot really just know it, you know? I just lived it. Does that make sense?
Cuffle says...
Makes a lot of sense.
Formosus the Sealy, it looks... I've seen something like this in our home before. Very, very fast makes very, very slow.
Okay.
I don't know exactly. It's getting very late. We must return to Warrenglen. And sort of jumps over towards where Spoingtail is, and Spoingtail says, "Yes, again, thank you, big folk, for your kind assistance. Should you come across our warren, we should love to make your acquaintance further." And sort of bows his head and sort of pops back to the edge, looks back, and then goes down on all fours and hops off.
Directions!
And Cuffle sort of looks at the same one and goes, waves at you, and sort of looks back, and then hops off as well.
Goodbye, I suppose.
That was strange.
If we happen to stumble across Warrenglen, they'll give us dinner. Fantastic.
So, sleep?
Yes.
Yeah, you get back to the Always without issue, and nobody else disturbs your rest.
Should we beat the bushes and see
And I
if we
don't
can
tell
flush
from
the pixies out?
And I don't tell Formustus that I wrote the note.
You know what? You are more than welcome to beat the bushes.
Hey! What are you doing?
Yeah,
To
I
those
think
bushes.
we just leave things be, right?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Sweet.
Althea, you've done the route. This will be your fourth time on the route. You know how to fight it now.
Yeah, in fact, I'm probably mentally memorizing this place so I can draw out a map. Which reminds me, I do need to get that cartographer's kit. Which I do mention on the map. No, I really need to get myself one of those cartographer's kits so I can actually draw out maps of all of these places.
Okay, if we come across a town or someone that sells it, we can just try and buy it for you. It should be fun.
Yeah. No, this one's gonna be on me. I've also got a little bit of a project. Don't suppose you know where we could find any good tinkerers or artificers. Got a bit of an idea that could help gauge distance and elevation, make maps a bit more accurate.
Your knowledge of such things is greater than mine.
I mean, I'm
Use
sure
your thumb.
any city worth its salt would have all kinds of different crafters and creators.
Yeah.
Okay, so eventually as you walk, you get yourselves back to the Always. As you walk, you sort of reflect on the afternoon. It's been fairly full, and you go to bed not only with a full stomach, but you have a number of different things that you can do with your time. You don't have any. You came to the Always on a now lost and mysterious islands, but you go to sleep here with a number of different things. You could investigate this time bubble and see if you can find Warrenglen. You could follow up on the shady carriage righty guy, whose name I forgot. Zalna and Dot. The suggestion of the stump. You could go back and make good on the Maze Lord's offer of work and perhaps look into Darrow's suspicion. You could probably go and find those thugs and terrorize them further if you really wanted to.
I did remember that there was one left in the tavern, and I did.
A long rest.
You'll be doing. No, that's what you're going back to do now.
Right.
So you can click it now. There won't be any more engagements that you'll need anything for. So you can do your long rest.
Cool.
Yeah, the Scout. You saw Scout scarpering back sort of into the buildings behind the Always. What else did you have? I'm just trying to give you a bit of an idea, and you can sort of talk about what the plan is to do. And if you guys on the Facebook over the next week can let me know, I can do some planning next week. It does look like we're going to get the World Boss Challenge covered. We're getting pretty close there, so I dare say you will have a new random World Boss added to the tables, and we might do that next Monday. What else was there? I had a list. Darrow was worried that something is not right with the Maze Lord. You wanted to visit the temple over here and find out what that was all about. I think that's the main ones that you've got on the list at the moment. Oh, and of course you've got somewhere to perform for Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I wrote down one that doesn't usually accept performers.
Or at least not with that.
I have a letter here that says otherwise.
Yes, and you do not know my handwriting.
Something tells me you're going to learn it pretty quick around here.
Yeah.
Are we going to get in a huddle and have a chat about what we want to do?
So you pop back up into the room, and as you're all sitting on the end of the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'm just a bit sick of bandits and of thugs. Really, we can. I've spent my whole life with smugglers recently, and it's just an unsavoury group.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
chat while the
stump is important.
Chat while the characters have a discussion. A lot of them are going to be unsure of what the right way is to take. So I invite you in chat now to add your suggestions as to what they should do to influence their decision making.
Now, I don't want to completely screw up the DM's plans and all the preparation that you did during the week, but
extensive preparation.
Yeah.
I thought a lot. Come on.
What about a road trip?
The thing I'm concerned about is there's a lot of people who rely on the network, and I know I did.
The Maze Lord. You wanna restore the Maze Lord to his faculties?
Or at the very least, find out if there's a way to just fix things so I don't care if it's the Maze Lord or something else, so long as all of those kids are looked after. I don't want them to have to go fight in order to survive. They shouldn't have to.
Noble quest. I'm up for it.
Noble quests make for the best tales and songs, I am told, and I'm a wanderess where I shall go, where the world and my new friends lead me.
And hey, if there's something that's influenced Maze Lord, it's gonna be something a bit more powerful than random street thugs.
I wonder if it is the same place where this address is.
I mean, we can check the stump while we're here before we leave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's like across the road,
I mean,
right?
it's literally right where we were standing last night.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was a stump I had completely forgotten.
Yeah. So we can check that, and we can see what that is. And, like, I know our new, like, I don't want to call him a friend, but, like, our acquaintance seems to care about those kids as well. So I'm sure that he'll be able to look out for them in the meantime if it takes us a bit longer to get to it.
Mm.
It's like, we can check out that stump and see if it's something that's incredibly urgent. If it's something that's really important, then we can do that first.
It feels important.
Like, those kids, like, they're smart. They'll get by. I just want them to get by better than I did.
When you take out a thug or a maze lord or someone in a crime boss, all that happens is someone else steps up into the vacuum. It's pointless. So, like the maze lord, we spoke to him. He's also across the road, sitting in there, and maybe he's not the maze lord. Maybe he's bewitched. Maybe he's a doppelganger. Maybe he's God knows what. Enchanted. We could go back in there and just say hi and do another more suspicious look around. And the stump's very close as well.
Yeah.
Well, if we just go treasure hunting, would be happy to that part of that treasure could still go to your orphanage.
Yeah. Yeah, like maybe if I save up enough with all this mess that we're apparently walking into, maybe I can actually build a proper one instead of just the rat's maze.
Yep. A really big orphanage, not one for ants.
Yeah. Yeah, like at least rabbit-sized.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's two things, and they're very close by.
Yeah. So we can check the stump first because the maze lord is not going anywhere, but we don't know what's happening with the stump.
No worries.
Yeah.
And in Remy's notebook, he's got a list there of allies, and he's written Elfir, Fast Pugilist, Tenere, Death Shepherd, and Formosus, Singing Enchanter. Rather than going by class or whatever, it's whatever seems to be the...
Yeah.
Just wait until we hit level 3.
Something's going to happen.
I will become truly enchanting.
You go to college, don't you?
I get my college.
He's been waiting for his diploma for ages now. It's been in the mail.
And I get one of 3 options, which I believe I'm going to roll on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe...
Does he get it sent to, like, a PO box? Because, like, he doesn't have a fixed address.
Yeah, he just... Yeah, do you just get, like, the certificate of completion? Like, do you just get, like, your bachelor certificate?
Are you saying it's like a pass-fail, or...?
Yeah.
These 3 guys, one in spandex, one in snakeskin jeans, and one in a black blouse that comes right out, walk up with their with a bag, and in it is hairspray and a mini amp and some leads, and they just thrust it into his hands, and it's the formal indenture into the college.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so my choices that I'm going to be rolling a d3 to decide between them. Open Palm, Sun Soul, and Mercy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Alrighty. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so either really deep diving the pugilist, getting some more of that celestial stuff in, or having a bit of the like slightly off, like kind of brutal but also helping.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Helpful violence.
Yeah, helpful violence from Mercy. Whereas like I punch you with 1d6 healing. Which is the thing that you can do with Way of Mercy. You just punch someone with healing.
Well, it is touch, I suppose.
Oh no, it is specifically unarmed attack.
Okay.
Use one of your unarmed attacks to heal.
Okay, we're not going to give away too much more now because you still have to go and do some more brain smashing before you're going to level.
Yeah.
So at that, you all begin to drift off to sleep. You don't worry about setting a watch because of exhaustion. And we'll pick up the next morning in a fortnight. So you can all reset your D&D Beyond with a long rest.
Yay!
And you now have some direction. There's plenty of things still to do, but you've got a couple of things that you're going to focus on the 4. I would say that gives me plenty to work on. There's a couple of things I'll be able to cover there.
But I think you've got direction from us about our intentions. We're going to check out the stump.
And then do the Mage Lord. So I'll play around with those ones.
Yeah, those two, and then whatever goes from there. Just before we go to sleep, everyone, for Moses, I've been waiting for this for a long time. I've got it ready.
Okay.
Get out your mandolin.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh no, I'm not quite finished this one, but this one's called I'm going to make Ode to a Missing Absent Friend.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's about Tana Twistbonk. She'll promise you riches from the vault that you're thieving. Then she'll cut you with words and not care that you're bleeding. But she just needs a friend, and that's what I will be. She looks like a gnome, but she's always a princess to me.
These are so good.
Oh,
Very nice. And with that
that's sweet.
floating on your brain, you all find yourselves at rest. And that's where we'll call the session for the evening. So thank you very much for your roleplay, everybody. Very nice. You now have 2 allies of the furry hairy style that you'll be able to find, and you have some definitive moves forward. Chat, thank you very much for your engagement tonight. We are going to have a bit of a chat between now and our next session about whether or not we're going to take 5th player on, and if so, we'll probably have a bit of a chat, Perth D&D with you, and have a look at the options. And we are ever so close to our community challenge. No, we're not. There was a little button just went up. I reckon we might just have got there. There it is. Smeagol, thank you very much. We have officially made it. So that confirms that next Monday night we'll definitely have as a part of it. Hey, nice clap, nice little clap. Hey, it doesn't say who did it. Where did it go? It's Brendo. There we go.
It's Brendan.
I've changed my setup so I can't see where everything's coming now. We will be opening it to chat on next Monday night's session. And I invite you all to join, even though you are players. So if you want the secret, I'll tell you when to pop off next week. But if you want in on it, the 4 of you definitely added to that, as you want to do. So feel free to drop in. At about 7 next week, we'll pop in. We'll roll a boss organised by the chat that we'll put on a random table for travel, work out where it will fit, and that will be something that comes up. And
Obviously, I'll refrain from participating in that, despite the fact that I was donating.
Excellent. That's fine. Again, as for players, it's up to you. If you want to be there and you're not going to be spoiled by knowing what's ahead, and you just want to get involved in it, you're welcome. But if you want to abstain and have us build something in your absence, I'm fine for that as well. But maybe if you're about and you're joining us for the other stuff that we might do, I'll just let you know when we're doing it to pop out for half an hour or so. Because there are other options that we'll cover there. I've got some planning to do and some things to talk about with the chat there for world building. And it is possible that we might need to roll ourselves another character. So I'll put something up on the chat in Discord if you want to see what's happening. and I will talk more about it in my Friday stream, where we'll very likely be playing ourselves some Sea of Thieves. It's also an Icarus beta weekend, so I'm going to try and get a little bit of that in. I'm going to try and do a better stream with Icarus. Icarus is a survival game, and I just get so focused on it, and I'm hunting, and all of a sudden I realize I haven't said anything in 3 minutes. I'm like, but it's a cool little game. So if you want to have a look at that and come and let us know what you see, the beta is for Icarus. It is a beta. We'll be getting our first taste of the desert biome on Friday. So that should be a bit of fun. If that's not your speed and you want some more D&D, remember that Anthony's got his Friday stream. That was the Witchlight that you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, this Friday will be the Cholton Peninsula, level 14 Mesro, Lost City of Mesro campaign. And on the off weeks, on the other weeks, Wild Beyond the Witchlight. That'll be all Feywild, Malaki.
Excellent. So you've had a bit of a taste of the Feywild tonight, and that's not the center of this campaign. But when you get a new book that you can play with, you're totally going to steal a few things from it. And I've got some ideas that didn't fit early game that don't suit late game for the levels. And so there's a few little things around that Fey there which you can, if you want, jump into there. Yes, the land of the mosquitoes the size of camels. We will also talk about what our next community challenge is going to be. You've made 15,000 channel points, so you know we are going to build that up further. So if you've got an interest in Twitch platforms and those kind of ideas, and you think you can give me some good ideas, I do not profess to be an expert. I'm making this up as I go along, as you can well imagine. So join us and talk about what we can do in more detail. Everybody, thank you very much for watching. Kitty and Anthony and Brendo and Sasha, thank you very much for jumping in and giving us some role play today. I absolutely appreciate it. I had great fun. I actually finally did get some ideas today, so I was really glad to sit down and play again. Having that off week is great just for general existence of other time. But it also means we're not playing the game, which is a bit rubbish in comparison. So, but I think for now it works quite well. Until everyone goes, I want to play more often, I reckon we'll do it that way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that we'll be doing though on Monday is looking into Roll20. I've renewed my Roll20 subscription and I have to relearn it. So come and let me know. If you know it, I'm all about backseating. I don't know stuff. If you know stuff, I will listen to it. I'll take it into account. Possibly ignore it if I don't like it, but probably not. I'll probably turn it into my own version of something. I want to do that all. Archaic Engine. I want to do it. I want to play more often. I'm all on that. I'm happy to. It just means that we'll have to find another day to do the other stuff. Anyway, something else to talk about. I'm going to press the stop streaming button now so we all can go to sleep. And I will either see you on Friday or next Monday. Thank you so much.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good. Yep.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
night.
See you later.